Hey
Hi.
guys, welcome back to our YouTube channel.
Today we're doing another somewhat scary story.
Well, it is scary. This is why you shouldn't online date.
Oh yeah, it's an online dating story.
And it turned fatal.
Okay.
Okay, ready?
Yeah.
The story is called Real Life Fatal Attraction. Nebraska Love Triangle Turns Deadly.
Deadly.
Okay, ready?
Yeah.
Leaving for work around 6:30 a.m. on a chilly fall morning in 2012, Omaha auto repair shop manager Dave Krupa said goodbye to Carrie Farver, a single mother he had been dating for 2 weeks. Farver, who planned to head to work at a telecommunications company, had made it clear that she wasn't looking for a serious relationship. So later that morning, when Krupa received a text message from her, "Do you want to move in together now?" it came as a puzzling surprise. I was like, "What the hell?" recalls Krupa, 47, who's busy at work, and wrote a dismissive reply. That apparently uncorked a well of anger in Farver, who replied, "I hate you. You ruined my life. I never want to see you again."
That is crazy. All morning my text messages were pinging, and all this nasty stuff, says Krupa, who was annoyed but also relieved to have discovered quickly that Farver, whom he would never see again, was not the woman for him. I'm thinking, wow, I dodged a bullet. But nothing could have been further from the truth. Over the next 4 years, Krupa became the target of a campaign of terror. He received more than 18,000 intimidating emails and some 50,000 texts. 50,000, that's crazy. From accounts associated with Farver. He's also, what does that say?
Where?
Deluged.
Where?
Right there. He also...
Yeah, deluged.
Oh, okay. With phone calls and threats against his on-again, off-again lover, Shauna, Liz Goliar, as well as his former partner, Amy Flora, and their 2 children they share. The harassment resulted in vandalism, burglary, arson, and a murder. Krupa moved out of the state and changed his phone number and email address, but could not escape his stalker until police made a shocking arrest in 2016. Now Krupa is telling his story in the new Netflix documentary Lover, Stalker, Killer, premiering February 9th. She ruined my life. He tells people as much as you can without actually killing me.
In early 2012, Krupa moved from Wisconsin to Nebraska after getting out of a long-term relationship and decided to give online dating a try. Within days, he met Goliar, a housekeeper who was also recently single and the mother of 2 children close in age to Krupa's. They dated on and off for about 6 months, Krupa says, until Carrie Farver, a customer at the garage where he worked, accepted his invitation to have a drink with him. There was definitely a spark there, said Krupa. But the night of their first date, as Krupa and Farver made their way back to his apartment after drinks, Farver passed Goliar, who had stopped by Krupa's place unexpectedly as she was leaving the apartment. That encounter would radically change the course of 3 lives. Farver was reported missing to police by her family, having vanished without a trace, leaving her bank accounts untouched and her teenage son Max in her mother's care. But Farver's harassment campaign against Krupa continued, resulting in thousands of hang-up calls to his work and home.
Soon Goliar from Krupa would continue to date. I was also receiving frightening messages. We'd be hanging out on a Saturday and both of our emails would start blowing up at the same time, says Krupa. Eventually those threats of violence turned real. In late 2012, someone claiming to be Farver began vandalizing cars and property owned by Krupa and Goliar. And in 2013, Goliar's house was burned down, killing her pet dogs, a cat, and a snake. That's messed up.
Sad.
Over a guy that you're obviously weird about, that you broke up with years ago.
The dogs.
The dogs and the cat
And the snake.
That's sad. Frightened for his safety, Krupa, whose apartment had been mysteriously burgled that year, moved away for a fresh start in a new city. But after he posted his photo on a dating website, his tormentor found him, and the harassment continued. That's crazy. Why did you post yourself on a dating website? They're just gonna find you even if you do move, because you're still out there.
Police were unable to pinpoint the source of the messages, despite the fact that the text made it clear the person sending them was often within sight of Krupa, Goliar, and his former partner Flora and their 2 children. Krupa believed the case had gone cold, but the dangerous behavior escalated. In April 2015, Potawatomi I think that's how you say it. Potawatomi County Sheriff's Office detectives Ryan Avis and Jim Doty began looking into Farver's disappearance and came to the devastating conclusion that she had most likely been dead since that fateful day in November 2012 when the text messages to Krupa began.
So it's been somebody else and not her?
Yeah. After coming to this conclusion, they began to look at the slew of emails and texts seemingly sent by Farver, and with the help of digital forensic specialist Anthony Cava, they traced thousands of messages to a single IP address linked to a surprising source, Liz Golyer.
That's crazy. This is a once-in-a-career type of case. Dottie, who is now a sergeant in the department, tells people, I think Liz was stone cold. Anything she did to show kindness was an act, and she had an ulterior motive to get something she wanted out of it. I think deep down she was just evil and cold. That's crazy. Although they knew Golyer was the culprit, detectives didn't have enough evidence to arrest her immediately. But in December 2015, Golyer unsuspectingly helped make the case against herself when she was shot in the leg and blamed Flora, who she claimed was now harassing her too. The officers quickly discovered that Golyer shot herself and was trying to frame Flora in the same way she was framed for Farver for years.
That's psychotic.
That's crazy. You shoot yourself in the leg, risk hitting an artery, just so you can blame someone. That's crazy.
Armed with a slew of search warrants, investigators found communication software that allowed Golyer to mask her identity for years and to schedule texts and emails in advance in an effort to impersonate Farver. She scheduled it.
That is crazy.
Even more troubling was the grisly evidence they unearthed pointing to Golyer's involvement in the sudden disappearance and murder of Farver, her romantic rival. Detectives told Krupa that Golyer was responsible for the years of harassment and murdering of Farver. Farver's body was never found, but authorities believe Farver was killed within days of the 2012 fateful encounter in Krupa's apartment building. Up till then, every time Carrie's name came up, I wanted to throw up, said Krupa. Then to learn that she's not at fault, but she's also been murdered, and Liz, the person who I leaned on, was responsible for killing Carrie, it's still hard to even process.
That's crazy. Golyer was convicted of first-degree murder and second-degree arson on trial in 2017 and sentenced to life without parole plus 20 years in prison. So it's detectives to win because we have somebody behind bars, but at the same time we're also telling our mother that her daughter has been killed, Dottie says. It's a very sad outcome for Carrie's mother. I'm sure that this was a part of her that still had hope that maybe Carrie would come back someday. It wasn't a joyous occasion by any means. According to Krupa's current girlfriend, Margie Hoover, who lives with him in Nebraska, it was only on a trip to California that she noticed Krupa was finally able to relax. He said, I don't have to be looking over my shoulder, she tells people.
Still, Krupa closely guards his phone number and email address. I don't mind watching a movie with a terrible twist, he says, but I never want that in my life again. That is wild.
Scary, bro. That is the biggest plot twist ever. It was really...
That's why you never trust people online, I guess.
It's weird. Yeah, guys, no Discord kittens.
No e-dating. No Roblox e-dating on Evade.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, well, I hope you liked the plot twist story.
Yeah, thank you for watching. We'll see you in episode 7.
Okay, bye.
Toodaloo.